Let's get to Washington, D.C. House Republican leaders releasing their plan to keep the U.S. government funded, to come together as they approach another crucial deadline. The current budget under the continuing resolution is paid for until the end of September. President Trump telling lawmakers get a deal done. NewsNation's Libbey Dean live at the White House right now with more. Libbey, what can you tell us about this latest bill?
Hey, Adrienne. So this is a 99-page bill that basically would extend current government spending levels so that the government doesn't shut down. Now, this is an effort by both House and Senate Republicans to do two things. Buy Republicans time to drill down on Trump's big bill that he's requested while also avoiding a government shutdown. And the deadline for that is this upcoming Friday at midnight. Now, President Trump quickly weighed in on Truth Social, saying all Republicans should vote yes next week. Great things are coming for America, and I'm asking you all to give us a few months to get us through to September so we can continue to put the country's financial house in order. So President Trump telling House and Senate Republicans to support this continuing resolution now that we've seen it come out from Congress today. Adrienne.
Libbey, President Trump also asking Elon Musk and DOGE to, quote, be more careful. What are you learning?
Yeah, Adrienne, President Trump actually is putting limits on what the Department of Government Efficiency can do for really the first time since he returned to the White House. And this week, there was a cabinet meeting to discuss DOGE and its limits specifically. They focused on how cabinet secretaries should engage with DOGE and who holds the power here. Is it the secretaries? Is it DOGE? Who is the first person to go to? And Trump saying in a social media post following the meeting that he wants the cabinet to work hand in hand with the Department of Government Efficiency on their staffing as well as their spending. But this is the key part where he says that final decisions will be up to the department leaders. Now, despite the president closing out that post, saying that the relationships in the room during that cabinet meeting, that those relationships are, quote, extraordinary, the White House, that we actually saw a report from the New York Times that this was an explosive meeting, the cabinet meeting behind closed doors with a lot of tension. But the White House, for their part, is denying this New York Times reporting and downplaying it. We saw President Trump in the Oval Office yesterday asked about this. He said that Secretary Rubio and Elon Musk have a good relationship, but this is certainly something to watch. And we know that these meetings on DOGE, these cabinet meetings that will include Elon Musk, who is, of course, not a member of the cabinet, these meetings are going to take place every 2 weeks. And we also know that Elon Musk traveled to Mar-a-Lago with President Trump this weekend, Adrienne.
All right. Thank you very much, Libbey Dean, reporting there for us. White House columnist at thehill.com, Niall Stanage, is joining me right now. Niall, so good to see you. It would make the Democrats thrilled to hear there is a schism between members of President Trump's illustrious cabinet. In fact, some Democrats have actually predicted the administration's downfall. So let's play a short clip of President Trump responding to that New York Times reporting, as Libbey mentioned. Watch.
No clash. I was there. You're just a troublemaker. And you're not supposed to be asking that question because we're talking about the World Cup. Elon gets along great with Marco, and they're both doing a fantastic job. There is no clash.
So do you think that more Americans are paying attention because of the, of course, divide between parties here, the House running Congress, or that they're maybe even skeptical of reports of dissension in light of the fact that so many are saying, you know what, we're expecting them to fail?
So there's a couple of ways of looking at that. Certainly it is true, I think, that a lot of Americans distrust the media. Having said all that, I don't believe that the New York Times is somehow making that up. I think that that is well-sourced, albeit anonymously sourced, and the initial response, which was from Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, did not in fact deny that there had been some contretemps between Secretary Rubio and Mr. Musk. So I think that there is genuine dissent, and I think Elon Musk is a genuinely divisive figure, not just within the Trump administration, but more broadly.
What language were you speaking? That nice little one-liner that you just gave us and the American people?
A contretemps, Adrienne.
Contretemps.
I guess that's French somewhere.
That's what I figured. I was just like, oh, fancy Niall. President Trump also telling his secretaries in that meeting, that cabinet meeting, that they're in charge of their departments. And then the next day, the Department of Homeland Security said it's ending that collective bargaining agreement. I mentioned that one. Tens of thousands of TSA workers, including those who check bags for us, for weapons, et cetera, are not going to have the union protections. What do you think will happen as a result of this? I mean, the DHS seems to be celebrating the move.
So the argument from the DHS is that this enables greater efficiency. Contrary to that, the argument from the union is that it is a way to not only remove protections, but leave workers more vulnerable generally to firing or to other quick and abrupt action from their employers. It's worth noting, Adrienne, that this is a very significant number of people we're talking about 45,000 employees who had been covered by a collective bargaining agreement, I guess still are technically for the moment, but the administration talking about bringing that to an end, the union seeing that as an assault on, I think, the labour movement and labour organisation generally.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.